Hello guys, I'm back from another video, and today we're talking about what if Deku had a symbiote. So in the last video, Deku, well, after the sports festival, Izuku got second place, and then they started doing their internship, where Izuku was internshipped into, Night Eyes, where he met Mirio, but also they were attacked by some villains in, in the city. Because of that, Izuku had to save a lots of people, but he couldn't capture any of the villains. So yeah, so after that, after the internship, they were told that they're going to be going on a camping trip soon. So yeah, so Izuku goes to the mall with all of his classmates, as Jiro, Jiro, and Melissa told their well, told Izuku about their feelings towards Izuku, that they're in love with him. Izuku tells both of them that he's okay with a relationship like that. So yeah, so after that whole thing, they gone back to to the dorms, but apparently Sanguinius made more symbiotes. So yeah, Izuku was pretty mad and also told Sanguinius that he's not gonna have any food for a month. So yeah, so let's start the video then. So, when everybody starts going into the classroom, Aizawa told them that apparently some villains the, well, attacked the campsite because while they were in their internship, apparently the League of Villains tried to use, some, a distraction, aka using all of these villains, aka the Nomus, and use it, using them as a distraction so some other villains can go into the archives to see where class 1A is going to be going. But thankfully they made a false paper, so the villains didn't well didn't kill everybody, or at least ambush them, as everybody's saying, what the, why, as they say, well, thankfully you're not dead. So let's finish our lecture, then we can do something much more important: stopping the League of Villains. So everybody's basically in shock because of that, including Izuku. But Izuku almost thought it was pretty weird when these villains attacked nonsensically. So yeah, so Izuku goes back to his room, as Izuku basically goes into his closet and sees all of the symbiotes. So Izuku feeds them with tons and tons of chocolate, like 3 giant bars of chocolate, and several mushrooms. But when Izuku was about to close it, well, Mina opens the door as she says hello, as Izuku closes it on time, as Izuku says, "Oh, what are you doing here, Mina?" As she says, "So, Aizawa wants to talk to you about something. It's something important." As Izuku says, "Really?" As she says, "Yep." So, Izuku goes to, well, Aizawa, as Aizawa says, "So, Izuku, I know about your secret, about your quirk." Izuku says, "Really? What is it? About all, one for all?" As he says, "No. Something about a portal coming out of nowhere and basically spitting out this white and red weird looking slime." Izuku says, "How do you know?" As he says, "Well, I watched it many years ago, back when you were a kid. I thought it was just something weird that happened. But apparently, it seemed that you have some sort of, creature inside of you." Izuku says, No, you're crazy. Izuku's a bit is sweating as two heroes basically open the doors to the classroom. As Izuku sees is Principal Nezu and All Might. As Nezu says, yes, that is why we opened that jar many months ago. As Izuku says, you opened that jar? As he says, yes. Thankfully, we studied that creature before we let it out. Apparently, it was some sort of creature that we're going to be calling, well, symbiotes for now. As Izuku says, why? Why did you let them out? As they say, well, when we saw you and that weird looking symbiote type creature, which we're just gonna call Sanguinius, I guess. After all, you called it that. Izuku says, so why? As they say, well, we want to enhance, well, quirk users. Izuku says, enhance quirk users. As they say, yes, enhancing the quirk users for the final battle between the League of Villains will give us a better advantage on beating them. So, can you bring your symbiote out first? Izuku says, sure, but don't hurt him. As Nezu says, don't worry. So, Sanguinius comes out as he says, uh, hello. As Principal Nezu basically comes out to it and says, so, you're able to produce more of these, symbiotes, right? As he says, yeah, I actually made lots of them. Izuku put them in the closet. And Izuku says, Sanguinius. As Nezu says, alright, alright. So how many? As he says, about 30. As he says, okay, then I want you to make more. As he says, what? As he says, yes, I want you to make more. Because this is going to be the final battle between the League of Villains and the Hero Society. So, you better start making. As Izuku says, fine, I'll make sure to make more. But it will cost you. As he says, cost you what? Izuku Midoriya. Izuku says, I need more food for these symbiotes, okay? As he says, sure, I'll get more of these chocolates and these mushrooms. So, after a few months have gone by, well, it's the day that's where they're going to be defeating the League of Villains. So, when everybody, including Class 1A, Class 1B, and, some heroes, Izuku was brought up to the stage as Izuku confesses about, having this weird creature bonded to him. As Bakugo basically leaps up and says, wait, so that quirk, as it's not really a quirk, as Izuku says, that's right. As Izuku snaps his fingers, as Midnight break basically brings out a container filled with all of these symbiotes. As Izuku says, okay, everybody, I need you to just wear these things. They will enhance your quirks. They will enhance your quirks tenfold. As they say, really? Izuku says, yeah. Make sure to feed them. As they say, as Ida says, feed them. Feed them what? Izuku says, isn't it obvious? Izuku brings out a mushroom and some chocolate as he throws them at the symbiotes as they start ravaging it. As they say, so they eat chocolate and mushrooms? Says Melissa. Izuku says, correct. So now you can do whatever you want. We're going to be going there soon enough. So everybody gets a symbiote, including Bakugo, which the symbiote that he gotten is, how do I say it? like a toddler, really innocent, but also a bit bossy at times. Sorry about that. So wait for a second. So everybody gets their symbiotes as they say, "Whoa! It feels like we're becoming even more powerful," including All Might, which All Might's um well injury is finally gone. As he says, "How did it heal me?" Izuku says, "That's one of the abilities of a symbiote, or at least just a common one that didn't copy an ability of one of its original hosts." As Monoma says, "Original host." Izuku says, "Yeah, every time when a symbiote basically gets deattaches from its original host, it copies some of its traits, like for example emotions, personality, even powers, and intelligence." As Monoma says, "Interesting." So when it's time for them to go into the League of Villains hideout, they basically well go into a large boat where they basically hide in for now, where they see the League of Villains hideout, where the League of Villains are basically congregating, getting ready to attack Class 1A. But they didn't know that Class 1A and Class 1B and the whole of UA and all of this, all of the heroes are basically there getting ready to basically attack them. So Izuku says, "Charge!" As everybody starts getting covered in their symbiote, as the League of Villains get ambushed, as All for One gets told by Shigaraki that they're being attacked by heroes, as All for One says, "I'm going to destroy All Might once and for all." So when they started fighting some regular old low level villains and thugs, they see like well the rest of the League of Villains being Dobby, Toga, and some other villains. So Mr. Compress starts using his quirk, but Ida was too fast thanks to his symbiote, which basically kicks him right in the face. Thanks to the enhanced thanks to in, thanks to the enhancements by the symbiote that Ida has, it basically makes him faster, stronger, and basically more flexible in battle. And for Kaminari, his electricity being yellow turns black. As his electricity is basically so powerful that even other electricity users are basically pretty much how do I say it, just tasers compared to him. Well, for Choco, she's basically able to create how do I say it, force fields. So yeah, so for Izuku, he's basically standing up to wait for a second, wait a minute, let me rephrase something. Let me just rephrase something. Shigaraki's dead. So never mind. Shigaraki didn't told all for one. Instead it's Konigiri, okay? I'm retconning that, okay? So Izuku sees All Might and All for One fighting each other as All for One is being overwhelmed by well by a symbiote empowered All Might, which All for One is saying, "How the heck? How's he this powerful?" As All Might says, "I am here, and I'm here to kick your ass." As he basically defeats him instantly. Everybody won, including Izuku. They defeated the League of Villains. So yeah, so Izuku sees Melissa with her symbiote and and Jiro with her symbiote as they say, "We won!" As they basically hug each other as Izuku kisses Jiro on the lips, including Melissa. So yeah, so this is going to be the end of this series, but before that, let's talk about the epilogue. So, in the epilogue, well, Izuku becomes the number one hero, including Jiro and Melissa. Both of them get one children, including for Melissa and Izuku's case. One of them has the ability to manipulate fire and create machinery. And the other one is for Izuku and Jiro's child is basically how do I say it? It's able to create flaming sound waves, and thanks to Izuku's symbiote being sanguineous, it gave them well how do I say it? It gave them symbiote, which enhanced their quirks. So now the entire world has how do I say it? Symbiotes as like pets or shit like that. Like for example, like a symbiote that transforms into like per se a bird or something, or like a rabbit or shit like that. So heroes basically use instead of hero gear, instead they use symbiotes to enhance their performance in battle and in like hero missions. So yeah, so that's going to be the end of this series. But before you leave, guys, I'm not going to be making some videos for a while now because I'm not going to make any videos for now because I'm going to be thinking of the for ideas for this story, for the story for these what ifs. So it seems that some people have people that exactly have what exactly was the ultimate hybrid and what exactly had the power to produce gods. I actually think that one of my oldest series being what exactly had the power to make gods. So yeah, so I'm not going to be making a video for now because I'm going to be thinking of an idea for these what if. So yeah, so it's going to be taking a week until I come back to thinking what else because I'm a bit burnt out. And also I'm going to be thinking of an idea for these stories for these what if. So yeah. So this is going to be the end of this video, and I hope you like this series, and I hope you like the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.